Interesting observation from the '09, mate. So Auckland, I go to the football game. The Auckland play Melbourne. Now, two observations here. One, so they don't make it. They have a bad 5 minutes of football. It ends basically their entire season. But my observation, amazing. I'm there, 29,000 people, and there's 29,000 people that can afford to go. They got flags, they got merch, they got beers, they got food, and there's food stores getting their clip of the ticket, Uber drivers getting their clip. You got people working, you got security, you got camera people, you got social media, like all of that shit. None of that happens if someone doesn't have the idea, like, let's build this.
Yep.
So mad respect to everybody involved in that to go, we're in the fucking deepest recession that we've seen since the 90s in this country. Let's start a football team and see if people can afford to come watch football.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so they obviously know like what that's a longer term thing, and that but they're going to have a crack at it. Success breeds success, and I think that's been a big help for them. But I told a story on LinkedIn where I get there. It's 10 minutes to go before the game. I stand on the line for a beer, and my brain's like, the line, this is bad, this is inefficient. I'm like, nah, let's walk to our part of the stadium, do that. I'm not getting on those lines. Go find our seats. And then 5 minutes in, I'm like, okay, let's go down, me and a mate, let's split up. You go get food, I'll get drinks, and we get back, and now there's 20 minutes to go in the second half. So we blitz 25 minutes of the game getting a beer. Like, now, then we got that, but we've got to be careful with drinking, etc. Get it, cool, but remember that 0% beers are now the fastest drinking alcohol product.
Yeah.
Younger people are drinking less piss. And there's 200...
Easy on the applied statistics, brother. Like, we don't want to be too good in this country, eh?
There's 200 security guards there. If someone's going to throw, they go. Yeah. We've got the marketing. Fucking boot them out. Yeah. Great, that's what the security guard's there for.
Yeah.
Put your hand up, this guy's an idiot. Get rid of them, right? Okay, so instead of security guards standing there, like security guard do a job now, right? But why is this important? Well, at half two, I'm like, I'm not getting another drink. I'm not going down to get any other food because it's just too hard. So
Second
what
half,
happens?
You're putting the place in a recession, man.
Bingo. Velocity of money
You're stuck
slows
in your
down.
seat, you're not moving.
Yeah. So the people who have gone there to engage with people who are going to spend, so the food trucks and the booze stores, etc., or whatever, they miss out because we've put too many
of regulation.
And barriers. And
sounds like the New Zealand economy, doesn't it?
Now contrast this, mate. I go to Kentucky Derby. You got 150,000 people. I didn't even have to line up to get in there. I'm like, what the hell? Where is everyone? How's this work? And then there's a guy carrying around a tray of pre-made drinks on his head.
Yeah.
With a high vis saying vendor. And then I go to the Warriors versus Vegas. Warriors versus whoever they got. Fucking Raiders, damn it. Twice in one season. And 20 metres inside the gate, it's like, here you go, would you like a beer? You know, you don't even have to wait to go to a drink stand. You'll put your hand in this ice cold bucket, just like you would if you were having a barbecue at your friend's house with no regulation. Yeah. And bang, you're done for 156. So I noticed that that's the velocity of money is important, and if it stays in bank accounts, then the economy slows down. Now, I think why I tell this story this way is that we all have to remember, as I always say, who's got the money? The baby boomers, and it's coming out of term deposits. And it's going to sit in their bank accounts. If you don't go to them and if you don't remove the friction, then it's going to sit there and they're going to choose like where they take it. And it might be Sicily, Monaco, or wherever. But if you go to them and you offer to solve a problem in their life, like you can get money moving through the economy that at the moment is just going to sit like dead in their bank account up to bugger all.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of happened from, I mean, the narrative is that like drinking is bad or whatever, but how much were the beers? Like $10 or something?
Yeah, but over that, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So they could solve the problem in a different way by lowering security, making it more efficient, and then just making them $20. And people will still buy them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they could see these lines and be like, okay, let's have some ice in these chili bins. Would you like, these are the things that you've got. I've been to different, like race meets, for instance, where it's like you walk in the door and they've got cans that are popular already open, like, okay, you can grab one. You don't need to line up. Yeah. You just hand over your token or whatever and you get one and it's speed.
Yeah. Speed wins, man.
Yeah.
On the thing about building it in a recession and still having how many thousands of people turn up, that's quite cool. And I reckon it's
inspiring.
Yeah. And I also reckon it is almost a product of the hard times we're in. I remember the story that my dad told me about this lady. He was a mechanic, And this lady who always came in, always dressed immaculately, always had a nice car and all this stuff, and used to service her car and talk to her about business. And she was a hairdresser, and she owned her hairdressing. And he's asked her about, you know, tough times and recessions like through '87 and stuff like that. And she said, "Oh no, that was our busiest time." And he, "What's the story?" And he said, "Oh, you know, people would like to find some emotional value for $30 when they can't afford a lot of other things." And they feel like if you go and make yourself look good and feel nice and get the hair done or whatever, they walk away and you've given them something for relatively low cost in terms of, you know, your house or, you know, whatever other things you've got going on. And that's a good way to provide value. Now, it's the same as going to like a sporting event, right? Because, yeah, going to the soccer, you need the ticket and you want a beer and you want some food and, I don't know, a couple of $100 or whatever at a minimum probably. But it's like, that's like one mortgage payment saved on the week because interest rates come down and everything's hard, and it's like, oh, I'll just go spend it because I get so much enjoyment out of the couple of hours that I'm there.
Yeah.
It's kind of cheap in a way, right? And I think recessions promote these. Like we always see that data about gambling in recessions and stuff like that too, which is the same type of thing. It's basically like a cheap endorphin grab because you can gamble with $50. You don't need to fly to Europe for 30 grand for 6 weeks to get like a kick.
Yeah. Or you don't have to knock on the neighbour's door and say, "I'll clean your gutters," and, you know, make $200 doing it. That's hard. I might be able to find a $4 shot, turn my 15 to 200. It's easier.
So there's always opportunities in any environment, right? It's just a matter of like having the right attitude and view on the scenario and just going for it.